fellas talk about movies. They'll let you know what to watch and what not to watch. Welcome to Wideside Cinema. Welcome into Wideside Cinema. Sitting along Seth Evans. Whoop whoop. I'm Randy. Haley. That was probably too low.
Yeah.
That'll probably get clipped.
The Ailey.
The Ailey. Yeah.
You're frail.
Oh, well.
Randy Frail.
You know who I am.
You know what this was.
You knew what you signed up for. I was going to tell you, I did watch, on HBO. I still haven't watched Motherless Brooklyn. That's been on, and I haven't done it yet. But I watched a documentary that I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. It's about the Golden State Killer.
All right.
And it is pretty good. I think it's like a six-part documentary,
Okay.
about an hour each.
Gotcha.
And it was based off basically a lady had started like a true crime kind of blog.
Okay.
And got very popular with
All right.
it, and started looking into this guy because it was the way they'd figured that he'd killed like 12 people, he'd raped 50 women, and it was a
big,
it was a big deal, like late 70s, early 80s, and then just a cold case, never solved, and got into communities. They just started piecing shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that lady was Patton Oswalt's wife.
Oh, okay.
Who ended up passing away.
Oh, yeah.
She wrote, her book came out. She died before the book was published.
Okay.
And then they end up catching the guy. Like it got enough traction that they kind of,
yeah.
I don't want to come out and say like she solved the case.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think she brought enough light, enough eyeballs to it.
Mm-hmm.
She's the Golden State Killer. Like she gave the name.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
it's,
Gotcha.
it was her.
Yeah,
pointing.
Her point. Okay.
And it's like, Jesus. I mean,
yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's
terrorized you're talking about. He moved, it was around Sacramento.
Yeah.
Which, damn near all those cities in California start running together. They're all so big. They all kind of run together. But it's like this, this community of like, 14 people raped in the last year. In like it's not like, I did one here and then I went a town over. It's like,
no, it's this.
No, within blocks of each other.
Yeah.
Like just break into their house, tie them up, like, that's,
seems like we
holy
should.
Shit.
Yeah, it seems like there should be something done.
Maybe somebody should get on that.
Yeah.
and
seems like you
the
should
bad
have done
thing
something.
is, it's like, not that stuff like that doesn't happen these days, but, as technology gets better of like, because police departments, they can talk to each other, shit's online of, well, there was 7 rapes in this little sheriff's district.
Okay.
And then there were 6 more that were exactly the same. Everything was the same.
Okay.
But they didn't connect. They didn't connect it together because this guy's not operating here anymore. Maybe
yeah, exactly. Maybe he
maybe
went
he
away.
died.
Yeah.
Maybe
he just went away.
So that was an interesting story. Patton Oswalt kind of is in it quite a bit. Obviously, it was his wife. And then she was on, like she got obsessed, like to the point where she was getting, somehow she got like the police files for like each rape and murder.
Oh, wow.
Just boxes.
Yeah.
And just going through all of it.
Is she just like what was she with the police? Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. She was
just interested in that stuff, started a blog.
Yeah.
And there was one that came out, like her blog was getting, pretty well read.
Yeah.
And like there was one where this little boy somewhere got kidnapped.
Okay.
And she'd read the story, and then she wrote a post about the way this breaks down reminds me of a kidnapping that happened when, a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me that when you find this kid, you're going to find that kid too.
Okay.
And they tracked some stuff down, knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Where they thought they were going to find this kid.
Yeah.
The other kid answered it.
Oh, fuck.
was the same person. So, I mean, that kind of built some traction.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, she just kind of kept her eye on stuff, especially in California. That's where they lived, of like, she felt like there was a serial killer active.
Gotcha.
Just the way things were starting to happen. I was like, yeah, she's kind of right.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Yeah.
And then got enough into where she could talk to some forensic guys and retired cops, and then kind of got her foot in the door.
Gotcha.
To where they kind of respected her.
Yeah.
That they knew that, you know, she didn't take anything they said and then, you know.
Yeah, go spinning around.
Go sell it to the, you know, if it was confidential, she kept it confidential. So,
yeah. That's
you know,
cool. I mean, it's
interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely interesting. Yeah,
which they did. I don't know if you say spoiler alert, because it's a, you know, it happened in real life.
Yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler
like they
alert.
did catch the guy.
Yeah.
This, you know, like within the last year.
Yeah.
You know, he's like 70 some years old. And, like they finally got his DNA, and like,
yeah.
well, they got him.
They got him.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, I mean,
yeah.
Still got. I mean, you know, he made it till he was in his 70s, but it's weird how all the little details of like how his life got turned that way. And, you know, there was like a couple of the victim's statements where it's like he'd rape them.
Yeah.
And like he'd like tie him up and then go, you know, leave him in the bedroom, go get in the fridge, get something to eat, then come in.
Yeah.
And then they said he'd be in the corner, and there were several of them in the statement saying he just kept going, "I hate you, Bonnie. I hate you, Bonnie."
Huh.
Well, then they get to where they knew who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was engaged in college to a girl named Bonnie, and she broke it off.
Yeah, okay,
like,
well.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Then they interviewed that lady.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he did weird shit. I broke it off. I know he said that stuff that the victims heard. She goes, but I can't take blame for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like, well, no.
No,
I mean,
nobody's expecting you to. The guy has
a psychopath.
Exactly.
Also was a cop.
Oh, that's creepy.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't watch anything that dark this week, but
I'm a pretty dark fella.
I watched the Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I don't know if you've ever.
I've never pulled the trigger.
You know what? I didn't either, because it just, I don't know, nothing really caught my eye about it. So I started it, and all my buddies like it, and well, except for one. One doesn't like it. You shit on it. But yeah, there's these superhero-esque people, kids. They try to, like, this rich man pretty much buys these superhero kids from their parents so he can train them to be superheroes, and there's time travel and all kinds of stuff. That's not bad. It's really not. The first couple episodes of the very first season, you're like, all right, well, are we going to get to the point? And then, like, right at the end of that second episode, it's like, oh, okay, this is the point. This is the direction we're going. So
the premise is selling children. That's how it goes.
That's how it started out at.
All right. Kind of a slave trade, basically.
A bit, of that. But they were all born on the same day, something-esque of they had powers, and he wanted them to be this big superhero team, and then he ended up being like this dick head of a person. Like, he didn't even name them. They were numbered.
Right.
1 through 7. I mean,
it's a normal superhero stuff.
Exactly. But it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
That's always, like, I've never pulled the trigger on it just because I tend to get a little superheroed out a little bit.
Well, like, I wouldn't call, when I say superhero, I wouldn't, that's a bit of a stretch.
Too much.
That's too much of a, yes. They're not like flying and stuff. Like, one of the guy's powers is he can control knives. Like, when he throws the knife, it hits his target.
Oh.
Like, that's.
But just knives or anything he throws.
Just knives.
That's fucking weird.
You didn't,
I couldn't hit the garage door with a baseball.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but he didn't, like, they didn't show him throw anything else. Like, it was just like,
I feel like that
knives.
should come up at some point.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, can you throw a pen?
Ran out of knives, but here's a hatchet.
Yeah, exactly.
You missed by 20 feet.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. Yes, but I mean, it's stuff like that. Like, one guy, I mean, one of the only really, like, superpower, I would say one of the chicks can, like, I consider like the lady from X-Men, Jean Grey, who can, like, just control, like,
everything.
like, that would be, like, the only, like, superpower that I would say that they would have. Like, the one guy was really strong.
Yeah.
That's, You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like over the top superpower stuff. Like, he knew like lasers out of the eyes or anything like that. But
yeah, that's what I always like with the X-Men now, obviously, I know Jean was like the superpower that she'd get in your mind too.
Yeah.
But just the telekinesis or whatever, they just move everything.
Yeah.
And it's like that's more powerful than Magneto. Because he can only move metal. It's like, well, I mean, mostly everything has metal in it. So basically all you can do besides like you could sling a stick at me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know,
pretty much.
That's what you can do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I have these thoughts, but that's just the way.
But that's the best part about superhero, because there's always something that you can contradict it with.
Yeah, it's always like, all right, well.
Mm-hmm. Like the people who are super strong, okay, why are you getting your ass kicked?
Yeah.
Just pick them up and throw them away. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just weird of that nature.
That's why I always struggle with some of them, or like, well, I think we've talked about this before, of the one, there's always a through line with mostly all of them of like just the self-hatred of themselves for being a superhero.
Yeah.
Of like, hey man, there's people out here struggling and shit, and you can fly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, quit bitching.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Exactly.
What are we talking about?
One of the guy's powers on the show is he can communicate with the dead, and he can use the dead people to like fight with him.
Like skeletons,
like
and shit?
Ghosts and stuff.
Oh, ghosts.
So you can't see them, but like they're fighting alongside him. I don't know. I thought that was a different superpower. You know what I mean? Like you don't ever see that. Like, so one of the brothers dies.
Apparently you can't see it.
Apparently you can't. Yeah. Well, one of the brothers dies, and he's using him. He's one of the superhero guys. He's using him to help him fight along.
Oh.
So it's like, you know.
Okay.
It was okay. I thought that was a cool superpower.
Yeah, it's a different, you know.
Not bad. There's
Yeah,
a lot of things you can make fun of it about because it's not through and through. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it I mean, I probably won't, but maybe.
I don't think you'd like it, honestly. I don't, just because of you. I know you, and you're going to be like, okay, well, they could do this and this. You know, you would break it down to that of, no, that's not good.
I would probably have trouble seeing past, like, just how you're describing their superpowers. I'd be like, well, that's fucking it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I mean. It's not.
He can talk to cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Like one of the girls, she can tell you what to do, but she has to say, I heard a rumor. Like she was like, I heard a rumor you killed yourself. And then the person would kill himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
See, because you know what? Like on the superhero side of it and shit like that.
Uh-huh.
If it wasn't Paul Rudd and funny, I got no room for Ant-Man.
Me either.
I just don't.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
You know, it's like,
exactly.
But I like Paul Rudd, and he's funny. And it's kind of a funny.
Yes.
Like, but if it was anybody else and it was
trying to be
like a serious super, I was like,
nope,
nah,
couldn't do it. Yeah.
I don't need this.
It's an ant. You're small and you're big.
I can tell you when they release it, Black Widow, not gonna watch it. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
She's not a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, she's just really good at
people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she shoots really well.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what? She's just a good hand-to-hand combat fighter?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I mean, because I've seen her get hit, and it seems like it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, she's a spy. That's really the only thing I can get. Yeah, I don't know.
And your partner can shoot a bow and arrow?
Yeah, like these guys have beams and guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're shooting a bow.
Yeah. That's what, I mean.
I think it was like the first Avengers. He's like, there's fucking aliens out here. They're trying to shoot us, and I have a bow and arrow. Okay, none of this makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And she can kick really well.
Yeah.
That's I always, when you think about like how they did with Superman of just like the kryptonite thing of like, because you got to have something because what the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just unstoppable if not.
And then I always, when they do these universes and stuff of like, how is there any crime anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel if there was a real Batman, probably wouldn't be any. After about a few months of him beating the shit out of every criminal and everybody knowing about it, it's like, I'm just going to get a job.
Yeah.
I mean, or go somewhere else, apparently, because
just leave Gotham.
Maybe it's not here.
Yeah. All these guys keep trying. Like, why? He's Batman,
Was it in Batman vs. Superman? I'm trying to, because I only watched it once, and trying to think of like Gotham and Metropolis.
Yes,
Are they like side by like?
Yeah,
like
a helicopter flight away from each other.
Yeah,
like they're the next city over.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought there was a part in that where it's like, okay, go over.
You can see the city from like the top skyline. Like that's how close they are.
So like Superman just can't cover fucking both.
Yeah.
Like Gotham is a shithole, but Superman doesn't care about that because he's only about Metropolis. I mean,
pretty much, yeah.
Like that's kind of shitty.
Well, there was I saw a picture of like it was like a DC map of the cities.
Yeah.
Like because Flash is in Star City, and then I don't really know
where like Idaho or something like that.
But they're all supposed to be like connected with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which in like miles apart, not like,
which is just weird.
Yeah.
Like,
you have like 7 superheroes in 500 miles of each other, and that's it. That's why is there any
happening on the West Coast?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even though Gotham for those Batman movies was set in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that let him film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean, you can
see a buddy of mine. He always thought he was a big comic book guy and stuff, and we talked about those maps and stuff. And the way he saw it is he always pinned it to the point where he thought Metropolis was New York City,
okay,
and that Gotham was Chicago.
Oh, okay,
and that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does make sense that Metropolis would be New York.
But according to the movie, like Metropolis is like San Francisco, and Gotham is Oakland.
Yeah,
I mean that. I mean
exactly.
That's what it's like. Oh, it's just a bridge.
Yeah.
The Superman can't cross the bridge to help these people out that apparently are really bad shape.
Yeah,
always in really bad shape.
Yeah, it's a shithole.
And there's an alien over there that can't be hurt.
Yeah,
but he refuses
to help. There's your flaw.
Yeah. A little bit of, it's okay. Like the MCU or whatever they call it. That's fine because it's like the lower level superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, they don't all, like Iron Man's just a guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just got a suit.
He's smart.
And Thor, most times, not even on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's like the Hulk, he's never really involved. And the other people can kick and shoot a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And Captain America's just a guy on steroids.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, really.
Really, he is.
And it's like, okay. So I get it how there's still shit happening because they're not really
involved with each other.
The only guy that's a superhero who's never on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other one that's stronger than anybody ever, never around for the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Still didn't send that text message there, Fury?
Come
okay.
On. Exactly.
All right.
Dick.
All right. Well, we do have a topic for today.
Yeah, we do. So we're going to start a decades top 10 list. Not anything. Well, it's all personal.
Yeah, personal. Like
personal
my favorite 10.
Yes, my favorite 10, his favorite 10.
Oh, my God. So tough.
You know what? I was born in 95, and I had a tough time with the top 10 80s movies because there's a lot of great movies. It's a ton of great movies in the 80s. And, as much as I grew up not in the 80s, I always loved all of the 80s movies, All
right. How do you want to reveal these?
Okay. So I was going to...
You want to start at 10, like you do one, I do one, or you want to do your whole list?
We can do a, back and forth.
Because obviously we have same movies.
Yeah. A couple of them.
But just in different locations.
Yeah. So, I put together a little bit of an honorable mention list that I didn't include in my top 10. Number 5 of my honorable mention list was The Shining. I like horror movies and I like Stephen King. I thought that movie was really good. I just watched the sequel last week.
Oh,
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's really fucking good.
Is it?
Really fucking good. Yeah. And then The Untouchables. Was on my honorable mention list. Yeah, I know they did. See it, but great movie.
That's one of those ones, and we'll get to that of that's one of those movies that ranks for me of like if it's on, I watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't flip past it.
Weird Science.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like that one? I like that movie. I like that.
Yeah.
When fucking they're drunk and the skinny kid with the blonde hair is starting to talk.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's fucking hilarious. Aliens was on my honorable mention list. The first one.
I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not your list.
I know it's not my list. I'm just giving opinion.
Yeah, I know. And then
back and forth.
I know.
Way.
And then Vacation. The original Vacation was on my honorable mention list. And I think that made your
That made my list.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Great movie, but it's not personally one of my favorites in the 80s.
And there's going to be, and I'm sure I'm going to hear some feedback of just shit that I forgot, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like Googled like lists. That way I wouldn't try to forget like the ones that I like. Cause
like when you sent me your list and your honorable mentions, like, well, shit, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, so I just Googled a bunch. I was like, give me, over 500 movies in the 80s.
Because I have one that would be on my honorable mention that's on your list.
Okay. What does that be?
Die Hard.
Okay, yeah.
It didn't make my list because it's just like it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's an awesome movie.
Uh-huh.
I just like these ones better.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like I hated those movies. Yeah. So, you want to go ahead and start with your number 10?
Number 10?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you've seen it.
I have not, because I remember what's on there.
See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
I have never seen that movie.
Dude.
Is it a comedy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically give you some premise here. It's Richard Pryor.
Okay.
And is it Gene Wilder?
Yeah. Okay. I like both of those two guys. Yeah.
Richard Pryor's blind.
Okay.
Gene Wilder's deaf.
Okay.
So it's like Gene Wilder runs like a kind of like a little shop at the bottom of like a skyscraper, you know, kind of in the lobby.
Yeah.
And Richard Pryor gets a job for him.
Okay.
So they work together. And a crime happens and somebody gets murdered.
Okay. Exactly there, yeah.
But one heard something.
The other one saw something.
And one saw a little bit of something. So it's like, and they're trying to get, so it's basically, and it's an hour and a half of like, well, the one, you saw everything and you heard everything. So between
what the hell happened? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it just goes, it goes into one of those almost like where like nobody believes their story. So then they have to be like, okay, we'll solve it ourselves.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
So then it's a deaf guy and a blind guy solving a crime. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
If you think about those two guys.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's funny. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's shocking how many people haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
But it's
well, especially with those two guys in it, because Richard Pryor is fucking hilarious, and so is Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
I mean, both those guys are amazing.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Actually, I need to watch it again.
Yeah. All right. Good. That's not bad. Start out. Doesn't sound a bad movie. My number 10 is Caddyshack. That's one of the movies. If it's on TV, I watch it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it's made me laugh since I was a fucking kid. So it's on my top 10. Just I mean, being in the 80s movie and seeing it for the first time when I'm like 10 or so, and then knowing who those people are in younger versions. Like I know who Chevy Chase was because I've seen those Vacations and stuff. But together in one movie, it seems like nowadays that's like the anytime you get a movie where there's a bunch of big name actors in one movie. It seemed like that was like the 80s movie version of that.
Yeah.
Like all the the Expendables movies where you get all of those big name people in it. I felt like that was that 80s movie because you had, all those guys, I can't think of their names right now, Chevy Chase and fucking the other guy.
Bill Murray
and all, just seemed like that was the funny part. Even though they hate each other.
Yeah. Like Bill Murray worked 6 days or 8 days on that set. I mean, it was like...
Yeah.
And it was like there's a big story just to get them to do that scene together was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like Bill Murray pisses a lot of people off, and so does Chevy Chase.
Well, nobody likes Chevy Chase.
Yeah, I don't think Chevy Chase likes anybody either.
Well, I mean, it is like nobody has anything good to say about Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Like, he was on that show, that Community or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, they've had to fire him because it was just bad. But that's a funny thing that you mentioned of I'm a golfer. I'm in the golf business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my top 10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I think maybe I really like the movie, but being in the golf industry for the last 20 years, everybody's reference at the golf course is that.
Exactly.
And it's just like, okay.
Tired of it. Yeah. There's the exact. Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right. So that was your 10.
Yeah.
My number 9
was
and was Vacation.
Oh, okay.
Which is,
to
me, one of the best lines of when, obviously everything's going bad and all that stuff. And they're like, Clark, let's just turn around and go home. And he goes, talks about we're 10 miles away from, are you all fucked in the head?
Yeah.
Just the way he delivers that line is just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's classic Chevy Chase in those vacation movies just to fucking explode.
Right.
And you're right.
That's my.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are Christmas Vacation fans, which I love also.
Yeah.
But the original was,
Yeah, hilarious. I mean, I still use roll 'em up. Like, it's just a joke.
Roll 'em up.
Roll 'em up.
I think everybody does.
Yeah. My number 9 is The Outsiders.
Okay.
Pony Boy and all that stuff. Just the greasers and all that stuff. I good one. A lot of big name actors in that one as younger kids. Patrick Swayze and Matt Dillon and Tom Cruise is in it. Who's the funny guy or the Parks and Rec that's in it? Can't think of his name right now.
Oh yeah.
He's in Tommy Boy and fuck, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. He's really famous.
Really famous.
Super famous.
Super famous. Rob Lowe.
Rob
Lowe's in it. Ralph Macchio. All those
the
guys.
fact that, honestly, that you even get that cast together.
Yeah. Pretty sure Charlie Sheen's in it too.
I mean, that's the equivalent of like the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I mean, to get that big star-studded of a cast.
Well, it seems like you think of male 80s actors, that seems like the golden standard of those guys in that movie. Yeah. So I really like that movie. It's obviously one of my top 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So we're on to number 8 for me.
Yep.
Is Coming to America.
Okay. Yeah.
That I don't know how much I need to even say about that.
It's so good.
It is.
It's hilarious.
And that's one of what I think 2 Eddie Murphy movies that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's wonderful.
It starts out with the girl coming up out of the water going, the royal penis is clean.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like our jumping off point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I assume everybody's seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just.
It's a classic movie. It's hilarious. I mean, it's fucking Eddie Murphy, for God's sakes. I don't want to spoil your top 10, so I'll wait till you make the next one before I make a comment. My number 8 is Batman, the original Batman.
Yeah.
You compare Jokers with like the one from Suicide Squad and obviously Heath Ledger. There's only 2 Jokers in my opinion, Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Other than that, those are the standards.
Yeah.
Like Jack Nicholson wasn't the crazy, he was in Joker-esque, but not like the diabolical planning of Heath Ledger's. Right. Jack Nicholson was like the gangster. You know what I mean? He was the gangster Joker that you had your sit downs with, and
Well, and he was the one that like you saw it coming, where like the Heath Ledger, like you got no backstory.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no back.
Yeah.
In films where all they want to do is beat you upside the head with Batman's backstory, like to not give Heath Ledger's Joker's backstory at all. Like, he says one and goes, okay.
Yeah.
But then it contradicts it with another one, and it's like,
you had a backstory.
But it worked.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You had a backstory with Jack Nicholson's. He was already a criminal anyway.
Yeah.
And just happened to fall in that vat of stuff. And
yeah.
Good one. Great. Love it.
Obviously, that's on my list, but it goes higher up.
Yes.
We'll speak of that later, I guess. So where are we at? 7 for me?
7. Yep.
Ghostbusters.
Okay. That's on my list. It's just a little higher up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, just classic.
Comedy gold.
Classic.
Classic fucking movie. Some of the movies you don't even have to say anything about. It's just that should be on the top 10.
Should be on the list.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got at 7 then?
Terminator.
Not on my list.
I know it's
Didn't even think about it.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I like it, but
I don't know if it's the way that how many movies I had to watch in the 80s as a kid.
Yeah.
In my household, we were huge Schwarzenegger fans in the 80s. Like Commando, all those movies that were in the 80s.
Commando.
Yeah, I mean, just they were so cheesy now to watch, but back in like when I was a kid, like God, these are badass fucking movies right now,
Even when you saying Commando, all I think about is okay, gets a small sports car, rips the front seat out, sits in the back seat. I'm like, Well, really, he's not that tall.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's maybe 6 foot.
Maybe
6 foot. Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's, you know,
it's funny. I mean, it's good stuff. Yeah, but yeah, Terminator, the original one. Now, I do personally feel Terminator 2 is better than the original one, but Terminator is.
One is funny like that. Like you're obviously those were your dad really liked those. Like it's like I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Yeah,
because my dad was a huge Beatles fan, so I grew up with Beatles songs. Yeah, I mean, so you kind of get that.
Yeah, we were. I mean, any one of those Schwarzenegger movies are amazing. Your
All
6?
Right. My number 6. Back to Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Cop.
All right. Okay. Now, I love it. I like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yep.
I like Trading Places better.
Okay.
Than Beverly Hills Cop. That's what I was going to ask you is Trading. I couldn't remember if Trading Places was your second one.
It's not on my list.
Okay.
No.
Like Trading Places and Coming.
That would have been in my.
Okay. Your honorable mentions list. But the Coming to America and Trading Places, they're like tied for me.
Yeah.
If I had to, debate of Eddie Murphy movies. But yeah, I love Trading Places.
Beverly Hills Cop was, I'll tell you what, I mean, I have to talk to my brother too, because I bet that's pretty high on his list because we watched that a lot.
Yeah.
Feels like we watched that a lot.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy at his finest.
I mean, how many people, thought about, man, I wonder if I stick a banana in somebody's tailpipe, if that really,
Exactly.
I think realistically, it'd just blow it out at the end. But
yeah, still great movie. My number 6, this is probably the first 80s movies I can remember watching as a kid, and it's The Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
So it's on my top 5 or top 10 list.
Yeah,
it's number 6.
That's on my list, but it's up higher.
Higher, okay.
Being a child of the 80s.
Exactly. I mean, it's gold. I mean, it's what you as a kid think about doing with your buddies. Oh, okay, let's go see if we can find all this, this cool treasure and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, that's the Goonies, man.
I know it.
All right, number 5. Another, when you talk 80s, Goonies is always a thing.
Yeah.
And this one is also always a thing, and that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep.
I mean,
it was. I didn't put it. It was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
I just only put 5 on there.
Right,
but it's amazing.
Of just man, how fun is that day?
Yeah, I know it.
Did everything.
Yeah,
Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. I mean, that's one of those ones where where I got beat over the head with Caddyshack quotes and stuff being in the golf business. I mean, it'd be an interesting thing of what gets quoted more often. Is it Ferris Bueller or Caddyshack?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's,
Yeah. But the, what's his buddy's name? The other dude, Cameron?
Yeah.
God. I remember asking my dad, will it actually work if you put it in reverse? Will the miles go off of it? Yeah. I just, good, but when he starts yelling at the principal, God damn it, Peterson.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, and the whole Peterson, with the dog and the wallet.
Yes.
And just the whole, his whole side story is phenomenal.
Great. Yeah.
I mean,
God damn it, Peterson. Yeah, just cracks me up every time. Okay. We've already mentioned this one. My number 5 is Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Yeah. Just, classic.
Yep. Well, we've already mentioned my number 4 is The Untouchables.
Okay.
Just, we didn't really discuss it much, but I mean, that's just if it's on, I watch it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just kind of, Sean Connery. I mean, just
Costner.
The whole,
the scene where he already holds the dead guy up on the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that scene in general is just, wonderful and scares the living shit out of the guy.
One of my favorite ones is like when you first are introduced to to Connery.
Yeah.
When he's walking by and Costner, he's like, hey, I'm a U.S. Customs agent. He's just like, okay.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you're not going to ask for a badge? He goes, I mean, who would lie about being a customs agent?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's great. I mean,
yeah. The the Nero too, playing, just great stuff. So that was 4.
That was my 4.
My 4, and you get made fun of this one, but The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies to watch. Anytime it's on, I watch it on TV.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Okay, good.
That's in my, it just didn't make my top 10.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it too. Just the goofiness and all that other shit with it.
That's one of those ones that was so well written.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we did a top 20, and like I would say almost everybody would have that in their top 20 if they,
probably, yeah.
I mean, it's
good. It's just a classic, and Billy Crystal's 3 fucking minutes that he's in on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus! It makes me, it cracks me up every fucking time. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Great movie.
Princess Bride, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the sword fight when he keeps
talking to him.
Now you must die.
Yeah.
You killed my father. Now you must die. My name's Diego Montoya. You killed my father. Now you must die.
Yes, every time.
It just keeps, will you stop saying that?
And then Andre the Giant in it just...
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Yeah.
All right, so my number 3, you already had it, Goonies.
Okay.
Just classic 80s.
Yeah.
That's just a classic 80s movie.
Yeah. And then, so like my top 3 are probably the most watched 80s movies that I've ever watched. You know, how many times I've watched it, I should say. They're my, like we talk about all the time, if they're on TV, I watch them no matter what else is on. So my number 3 is Die Hard.
Yeah. That was in my honorable mention.
Yeah. It just, Bruce Willis is one of my favorites anyway. And just all the one-liners in there that are just great.
Yeah, it's I remember watching it like the first time you got the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was
just great.
I mean,
yeah, and then he was like the only like a normal person. Like I always thought Schwarzenegger was awesome,
right?
But when he walks across the glass,
oh my god!
And I'm just thinking, God, if you're a fucking badass, just walks across the broken glass.
And here's like to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That scene bothers me.
Yeah, I know.
Mainly because I'm not at all. I am not a barefoot person at all. Like I'll throw sandals on when I walk around the house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I don't like the bottoms of my feet to be.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have you ever had somebody like kind of touch the bottom? I just, it just,
I'll go barefoot, but I have, what do you call it, sensitive bottoms of my feet.
Yeah.
Like rocks are a no-go.
Oh, no. I'm talking about like hardwood floors. I don't,
Hardwood floors.
But, so that scene, like the cringe level.
Yeah.
And the movie that would have been in my honorable mention, I think, we'll talk about it after, but the cringe, because I can't remember if it's on your list or not. I don't think it is.
All right. What's your number 2?
Did you give your number 3?
Yeah, Die Hard.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I just looked down and seen mine. My number 2, we talked about this in sports movies, Major League.
Yeah. It's
Say
great.
Hey.
It's great. Yeah.
Willie Mays Hayes. You may run like this, but you hit like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just that and just all the field crew.
Yes.
It's shitty.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too it's who gives a shit? It's done.
We still have a team in
hit
Cleveland?
it too hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have uniforms and everything. That's how I feel about the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yep, uniforms and everything. Don't have an indoor facility.
Nope.
All right, what do you got at 2?
As much as I talked about him, but Predator. Predator is my number 2.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite Schwarzenegger movie.
Is it?
Yeah, just I like the series, the franchise in itself, even like the new ones that have been made, like Alien versus Predator. And
I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen.
Like, I don't know what it is. It's just, like I said earlier, I like monster movies.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of like one of the ultimate monsters, I would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you have Schwarzenegger and all those big name 80s actors in the movie again, and it's Carl Weathers is in it. I mean, just great. Love it.
Yeah. So down to number 1.
Number 1. My
number 1 was on your list.
Yeah.
It's Batman. I mean, when I was a kid, it came out. And that set the stage because, they just didn't make,
yeah, exactly.
superhero movie. I mean, it was Christopher Reeves as Superman. And then they were okay. I mean, Gene Hackman was way better.
Yeah, exactly.
Still to this day, best
Lex Luthor, yes.
But to me, I mean, that was the first time Batman, that it was Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Like Michael, we talked about this before, I think on a different show, but like Michael Keaton's my Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like Christian Bale's your Batman, but Michael Keaton's my Batman.
Yeah.
And he did a great job with it.
I mean, it's a shame that number 2 sucked. That the Batman, that, you know, it didn't suck. The villain sucked. They didn't need to make him actually a penguin.
Yeah, the penguin, and like he bleeds green.
Yeah.
But you're just a guy.
Yeah, you're just a fat guy who eats fish, apparently.
Yeah. And you had messed up fingers. That was the whole deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't need the nose.
You could just be a supervillain.
Exactly.
That just does awful shit.
Yeah, you didn't need to make him an actual penguin.
Yeah.
I didn't need that. But yeah, I mean,
to this day, you know that you're probably a big fan of the Tumbler, the Batmobile for what they called the Tumbler for
Christian Bale's.
Yeah,
I mean it's okay, but the cool ass the original one. Oh yeah,
89.
Yeah,
that is by far the best
one.
Batmobile.
Yeah,
I mean I don't. When he stands, he's just like. Stop.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, that is like, what the? He shoots that to make that corner, you know? It's like,
yeah.
The other one's like the Christian Bale one. I mean, granted, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I understand.
They had to go bigger on it.
Had to go bigger, and it had a reason to be there. Like, they'd already built this thing. It was for military. And,
yes.
But the Bat, you know, but there's no, okay, well, it has dark mode, which meant you just turned your fucking lights off.
Yeah.
So every vehicle has that.
Dark mode, yeah.
And then, you know, you could shoot rockets, but the original Batmobile's rockets were way cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And it did cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then it had its little shields. You know, and it's like,
covered up and everything.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. Great number 1.
That is.
Great number 1.
It's been, you know, I'm going to have to watch that again. It's been so long.
Yeah. I think I talked earlier that that was a Christmas gift for me. Like, I got the tape. Like, I don't know. I might have been like, maybe 5 or 6, but we remember watching it.
Just the original logo, like the gold with the, I mean, that might be their best logo.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then it just, the second one with the penguin was messed up, and then it got way off the rails. The Batsuit had nipples.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't get that
why?
either. I don't know why either. Why did it need nipples?
Was that George Clooney or Val Kilmer that had the, I think it was George Clooney.
Yeah.
Was it because it was Clooney you had to put nipples on it?
But Val Kilmer, I didn't mind Val Kilmer as Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't need Robin.
Yeah.
Or a different Robin. Something. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kim Basinger, though. I mean.
Good stuff.
All around pretty good movie.
Yeah. All right. So my number 1, and this is, you want to call your stereotypical 80s movie, maybe. Breakfast Club is my number 1.
Yeah.
Just the comedy gold of the bad boy, and you had all those, you know, you had the different parts of high school, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Even when I was in high school, you still had those categories of people.
Yeah,
because that's high school. Yeah. It seems like it's high school, you know,
kind of the way it is.
Yeah, and just all of it, loved it, hilarious. Probably the most watched 80s movies of my lifetime.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's great.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's good. I like. I'm not like I like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm shitting on it, but like those, like that one, you know, because Pretty in Pink makes a lot of those lists and stuff.
16 Candles.
Okay, yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I said it's a stereotypical 80s movie that probably everybody would use. But
and it's, if you think of a movie from the 80s, it's that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
but out of, you know, you call it like St. Elmo's Fire and Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles. Right. This one is like the best one. It's, I don't know, it's fun. It's the funniest one. I don't know. It's my favorite one. It's great.
Yeah. Good movie. It's like one of those things of, man, I'm going to have to do some searching to see how many of these movies are on something.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
That you could actually watch.
Yeah.
I can't imagine I could find I can't imagine the original Batman is out there somewhere.
Yeah. Out of my top 10 list, the only one I can really remember being on a streaming service is Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And it was on Netflix for a while.
Comes
seasonally. But yeah, other than that, I can't.
I think
maybe Ghostbusters was.
Major League's on
Major League's on Hulu. On yours.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one. I'm pretty sure, it was an 80s movie. And it's a big movie for me, too, when I was a kid. Made you want to do karate.
Oh yeah, the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but we were talking about that of the Bruce Willis, the cringe of the dude. Though I don't know to this day if I can fully watch that scene in the Karate Kid where he spills the spaghetti sauce on himself. You know, and the whole fucking thing. I'm like, I can't handle it, man. It's just like,
it's got to burn.
No, not even that. Just the embarrassment.
Oh, okay.
Of the thing, because he spilled it on and he got caught trying to spy or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Of just not the nothing to do with the heat aspect. Okay. Just the cringiness of like, oh my, like I can feel the embarrassment for that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because we've all done embarrassing shit. Where it's like, fuck, I wish I wouldn't think about that for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
You know,
the one of the ones that I probably should have mentioned is when I don't watch it a lot. I may have seen it maybe only 2 or 3 times, but it's still fucking hilarious to me. It's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah. That one is pretty fucking funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of repeats on that. Everybody loves Phoebe Cates. You know, that scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yes.
But then you look at what that turned into, those actors, like, you know, like Sean Penn's a serious actor.
Yeah.
You're telling me Spicoli is like this top flight guy chasing Oscars.
Yeah. I think, and one that both of us never really talked about that's probably on a lot of people's is probably Scarface.
Yeah, I intentionally left that off.
Yeah.
Because it's okay.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's okay.
I mean, it's long as fuck.
It's way too goddamn long.
And it's just, you know, I don't know where I fit on that. I don't know that would make my top 20.
Yeah.
Like
I like the movie, but you're right. It is super long.
I'm not going to sit and watch it.
Yeah, you know? I know. It's fucking 3.5 hours.
You remember when MTV used to do Cribs?
Yeah.
And everybody had the Scarface movie poster. It's like I wanted to ask a lot of them, like, have you even seen it?
Yeah, I know. Or you just...
Like, I got to have my man Scarface. So like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, like, have you not seen the movie? Like, he's not a good dude.
He's not at all.
Like, it's pretty awful.
Pretty awful.
I mean.
Yeah. And then I'm just looking at, I wrote down like 30 movies and then kind of picked from there. And Stand By Me was on there.
Yeah.
And I do like that one a lot.
Yeah. I buddy of mine from, like, that was his, like, he watched it all the fucking time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I stopped by the house. He's watching that. Yeah. I mean, that was just his gig.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, man, like, it's good.
It's good.
Like, it is really good. It's not an everyday watch, though.
It's not. It's deep, and I don't want to watch it that much.
Little much.
Little much to watch every day.
Oh, you mean that fat kid's married to Rebecca Romaine?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Nobody knows.
She's hot.
Yeah, and
you were a little fat kid.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Not
I understand. You lost some weight.
Yeah.
No longer wide side.
Dick.
Had to get skinny to get the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
It's not fun. It's not a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
There
which
is.
I texted you that when we were shooting these lists back and forth of. There's so many movies.
Yeah, and I know
it's only going to get tougher.
Yeah,
because that was in an era where not that many movies really came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 90s, obviously, and then
I don't know.
A movie every,
Exactly. Yeah, the 90s one's going to get real tough, and then 2010s are going to be real fucking hard to do.
Yeah, the 90s are probably going to be, by the time I'm done with my 90s list for the next podcast, it's going to be, there's probably going to be some things that most people haven't seen.
Okay.
It would probably fall into that a couple episodes back when we talked about movies that we love that.
Yeah, not a lot of people have seen.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Just everybody wants to go to the ones that were popular.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the ones that you like.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's, I mean, you can just keep going on with the shit in the 80s because every time you mention one, it's,
here we go. Here's another one. Yeah.
I feel pretty good about my list, though, because that's shit that if it's on, I'm watching it
same
today.
Here. Yeah, exactly. I had to Google what year Animal House came out. It's in the 70s.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, is that on there? Because I do love Animal House.
And what Caddyshack would have been like 83?
Yeah, it's real late. Or early, I should say.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
A lot of them, like you hit that 87, 88, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the one because I knew Batman. I'm like,
that
was 89,
89,
right?
yeah.
I mean, because I knew I kind of roughly knew my age of like, was it 90 or was,
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. I
think a lot of people still shit. I mean, I hate to bring it back to this, but a lot of people still shit on how could you have Michael Keaton be Batman?
Yeah, he was a good Batman.
I think he was the best Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
100% best Bruce 100%. Wayne. Yes.
Because you could just see the... Yeah, he looks like a rich kid.
Exactly. He's a classy-looking dude. Yeah.
I mean, no rich kid crime fighters built like Christian Bale was.
Exactly. Yeah.
You working that hard. Come on.
Yeah. And then, you had George Clooney and Val Kilmer. Batman's got to have black hair for me. I don't know what it is, but my Batman has always had black hair. And then you got those guys with George Clooney may have like that gray look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Val Kilmer's got the blonde hair.
Yeah, I like the Clooney thing would have been good with the way the Ben Affleck. I think it's Burt Kreischer pronunciation. Yeah. Ben Affleck. Where it was the later in life.
Yeah.
Like I'm, mid 40s, pushing 50 of like, I got to use some special gear because like my knees don't work.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Kind of like in the third one with Christian Bale, he had to have that.
Yeah. The
knee brace that somehow made his foot super strong.
Super strong. Yeah. He kicked through a wall.
Through fucking brick pillar.
Yeah.
I understand it made your knee and stuff, your leg really strong, but how'd you not break your
foot?
Fucking foot? I mean,
I got really strong boots.
Yeah. I've seen vehicles hit brick pillars and not go through it that way.
Yeah. He must not hit the rebar.
Yeah. Just kick through a wall and your foot's fine. You were wearing a tennis shoe.
Yeah.
So, you say tennis shoes?
I say tennis.
Tennis I do
shoes.
Too.
Yeah.
Because technically it's tennis shoes.
Yeah, I understand that.
It sounds stupid.
It does sound stupid.
But I'm a guy that says soda, but I'm not a guy that says sneakers.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't ever say sneakers either.
I don't either.
I feel like that's a weird thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know what else you call them because they're not tennis shoes.
I call them tennis shoes, yeah. But tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
Yeah, I don't say tennis.
I hedge my bet on somebody going to call me out on this.
Well, I mean, you keep saying soda, but it's pop, so fucking change it.
I'm a soda guy.
It's pop. Okay? I wouldn't even care if you called it both, but it's not just soda, okay?
Oh, if I said soda pop?
Yeah.
No, I sent you a text that way, and you said, pop's fine.
Yeah, I know. So pop.
Soda.
Pop.
Man.
God damn it.
Go to the movies, get your popcorn and a soda.
Popcorn and a pop, okay?
See? That doesn't even sound right.
Get a pop and a popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds fine.
It always made me crack up because Fargo, the TV show Fargo, with that accent when they went, it's like, you want a pap?
Yeah.
I just like that really stuck out of like that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I mean, when we say like France, that can't sound good to the people from France because it's not pronounced like that. It's France.
How's that again?
France.
Okay. Is it?
That's how I took French in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
At our high school, because I took German for 2 years.
I took France.
I took France.
I took France for 2 years, and I know nothing.
You know, the funny thing is I was obviously taking German, and like my German class and my government class were back to back.
Okay, so
and it was like came out of German class and had like a quiz in their test or whatever it was in government. And it was like I'd spelled America the way Germans did. It's with a K.
Yeah.
So I got that question wrong. It's like,
shit.
Where did this come? And it was like circled with a line out with a question mark. Where did this come from?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, and the teacher actually happened to be my baseball coach also. Of like, and then it's like talk after school, like, what I was like, I came out of German class and it's spelled with a K, and I was just spelling it over there, and then I walked into this room
and spelled it.
And that's just the way it was.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from French class is that douche means shower.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
I don't know. I can count to 10 in German. That's
I can't count. Nope.
And I can say a couple of phrases that really don't mean anything.
I don't know any phrases.
No? You can't count to 10?
Nope. I don't remember.
And I assume you took it for 2 years.
2 years. I don't remember anything.
And that's a shame.
Yeah. And I really I really liked the teacher. She was sarcastic and funny. Like, I got along with her because we were both sarcastic. And
yeah. I mean, hell, you can count to 3 in German, and you didn't take that at all.
I can count to 3 in German?
Guarantee you can.
Okay.
The movie Cool Runnings.
Oh, count to 3 in German. Yeah.
That's the start.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. No, nothing in French.
Nothing
Douche
in France. You almost said France.
I know I did. I
can't speak that France for nothing.
Yeah, douche means shower.
I know.
I know avec means with. I knew a phrase, and it was a sexual phrase.
That's a weird thing for them to teach in high school.
They did not.
You tell the principal that apparently the teacher is hitting on you?
Yeah, no, it was I created it myself.
Wide.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I created it myself. I don't even know if it made any sense, but I picked the words I knew and I put them together. Yeah.
I guarantee that's not how it works.
Oh, I guarantee it's not how it
You'd
works
say
either.
that to somebody that actually speaks the language, they'd be like,
what?
Fucking what?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
That made no sense.
Nope.
Yeah, my one phrase in German is like "gleich die Ecke," which is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'd have to be in Germany waiting for somebody to ask a specific question.
Yeah.
That I can get them to that store.
Gotcha. Yes. Huh.
And das ist alles für heute.
Mm.
That is all for today. Because that's what I always said in class so the teacher would stop teaching.
Gotcha.
Hey.
Yeah.
Only 15 minutes left in class. I think we can fucking call it a day. I mean.
Yes, for sure.
We have a foreign exchange student here from Germany in our German class, which is like kindergarten for her.
Yeah.
We all cheat off of her. We're all getting A's in here and none of us can speak the damn language. Including the teacher couldn't speak it free.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing of like you're teaching a language that you don't speak.
Uh-huh.
Like, you could say phrase like if she was a German and the French teacher.
Oh, okay.
And if she went to either of those countries, I feel like she would struggle to get around.
Yeah.
Of like,
huh. The worst part about it was I could speak it if I could read it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we would have to listen to French people talk and we'd have to
oh yeah, the
pretty
listening
much tell
tests,
them, the listening test. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
And my senior years, first year, they got Spanish.
Oh, okay.
And my buddy's like, hey, dude, I got to take Spanish. Just take it with me. All right.
Yeah.
Day one. Now, this teacher spoke fluently.
Yeah.
Nope.
Fuck.
Went right to the office. Just
No,
put me in like, what's available this period?
Yeah.
Fashion merchandising?
Yep.
Done.
I'm in. Yeah. Yeah. Hell with that.
Which I always got is like, well, the Spanish would have got you 1 credit. Fashion merchandising gets you a 1 1/4.
Yeah. There we go.
Why? Because we did nothing.
Yeah.
I sat in this room.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Perfect.
Had to make some of those sleeping pants.
Yeah.
Like the flannel.
Yeah.
I got an A.
Yeah, nice.
Went through the washer 1 time. 1 fucking time.
Done.
All right. Well, this is just a piece of cloth.
Perfect.
Hey, you want to talk about differently 80s movies into languages
that we
from
don't
high school
speak.
that we don't speak.
Perfect segue.
I taught there's a funny thing too, is because I did learn some Italian like a couple years ago to the point where I think I could have got along.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like on vacation or something.
Why? Why did you do that? Just for fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just I like to learn things.
No, I know. That's why I didn't know if you had like a reasoning.
No reason.
Like an Italian girl that was good looking came around.
Well, I'm sure if there was, that would be a point. Boppity boop.
Yeah.
Boopity boppy. Really all I need to say.
Exactly.
Just kind of eyebrows up so she knows it's a question and just go boppity boopy.
Yeah, exactly.
No? Okay. Well, I'll move on with my life then.
Yeah.
But I actually got to the point where I think I could have couldn't have a conversation with somebody, but I could have got around town.
Gotcha.
And then stopped.
Uh-huh.
Gone.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Not a thing. Because it's so different. Like, this word means this unless it's in this sentence, and then, because there's the male and the female pronunciations of it.
Yeah.
And it only means this. You have two different words for food.
Yeah.
Depending on how it's placed in a sentence.
God damn it. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Which they say once you learn, like if you learn Spanish, you can pick up those other languages because they're all
the same. Because you have male and female versions of everything, yeah. All right. There's your language lesson.
Yeah, I always thought that would be a cool thing to be able to speak multiple languages.
Yeah.
I tried Japanese once, but it was tough.
Yeah.
I'm working on Spanish now, but, we'll see.
Try Japanese, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't get far.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Were you hungry 2 hours later?
Yeah. I'm always hungry 2 hours later, man.
It's funny.
All right, so next week we're going to do 90s
movies.
Obviously, we'll probably start it off with, if one of us has watched Motherless Brooklyn by then, probably talk about that a little bit. We'll see. Maybe I can schedule that in for Sunday.
Yeah, and then we're going to give you a history lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to give you a history lesson. Pretty good at history. I can give you a lesson on serial killers.
Yeah.
Know a lot about that, too. Maybe that'll be the third Whiteside Killers.
Oh, Jesus.
That'll be the next one.
That'll be the next one.
What's our favorite killers?
Yeah.
That's which is, there's a lady in the documentary that
Please don't
has
have a top 10 killers.
I could probably come up with one.
I know you could.
But, the one lady that was on that documentary, extremely famous podcast.
Okay.
Like a top 10 podcast.
Gotcha.
And it's My Favorite Murder.
Oh.
And it's two ladies that talk about their
favorite
murders. I mean, and people judge me. They judge me all the time about that shit. But don't tell me and don't act like it's not interesting.
Oh, it's definitely interesting.
It's interesting as shit. People just don't talk about it as openly as I do.
Yeah.
Because, I'm an open book.
Yep.
When it comes to murder. All right, man. You ready to get out of here?
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
Whiteside